Welcome to General Industry Fall Protection Training. This training covers the hazards of falls and the importance of protection, evaluating your risk to a fall when a hazard is present, the hierarchy of controls, and the proper use of PPE to minimize your risk to a fall. In 2018, nearly 1 million injury cases were reported involving days away from work. Of these cases, 240,160 were the result of falls. That's almost 27%. 52,510 cases involved a fall to a lower level versus a slip or fall on the same surface. This course focuses on falls from one level to another. Factors that contribute to a fall to another level include lack of fall protection training, dangerous work positions, excessive leaning or reaching, improper work practices, and unstable structures or work platforms. The General Industry Fall Protection Standard requires fall protection for employees working more than 4 feet above the ground. Protective systems include guardrail systems and personal fall protection systems. Employees on a walking or working surface with an unprotected side or edge that is 4 feet or more above a lower level must be protected from falling using guardrail systems or personal fall arrest systems. Falls from elevated platforms are typically caused by falling over guardrails, reaching beyond the guardrails, falling while entering or exiting a mobile work platform, and tip-over or ejections. Scissor lifts must have guardrails to prevent workers from falling. Workers in aerial lifts and boom-type platforms must be tied off. Falls from portable ladders are one of the leading causes of occupational fatalities and injuries. Common causes of falls from ladders include using a damaged ladder, using a ladder on a slippery or unstable surface, failing to lock the ladder spreader, standing on the top step or top cap, exceeding the ladder's rated load, using a ladder in a high-traffic location, overreaching while on the ladder, and using a ladder too closely to energized electrical wiring or equipment. A hole is a gap or void 2 inches or more in its least dimension in a floor, roof, deck, or other walking or working surface. Holes are hazardous because workers can fall through the hole. The hole itself can create a tripping hazard, or because objects can fall through the hole and hit others on a lower level. An opening means a gap or open space in a wall, partition, vertical walking or working surface, or similar surface that is at least 30 inches high and at least 18 inches wide, through which an employee can fall to a lower level. Dockboards must be designed, constructed, and maintained to prevent transfer vehicles from running off the dockboard edge. Portable dockboards must be secured by anchoring them in place or using equipment or devices that prevent the dockboard from moving out of a safe position. And dockboards must be protected with guardrails or handrails. Stairs are common slip, trip, and fall hazards. Key parts of stairs include handrails and stair rails that are constructed based on whether stairs are enclosed or open on one or both sides. Standard requirements are that each flight of stairs having at least 3 treads and at least 4 risers are equipped with stair rail systems and handrails. Treads are the part of the stair you walk on. Risers are the vertical faces between treads. Landings or platforms must be the same width as the stairs and at least 30 inches in depth. Hazard control typically involves 5 techniques: elimination, substitution, engineering controls, administrative controls, and personal protective equipment. To control hazards, eliminate or control all serious hazards that are causing or likely to cause death or serious physical harm. If necessary, substitute the hazard or control. Select controls that emphasize engineering solutions first, followed by administrative controls, and finally, personal protective equipment. Elimination and substitution, while most effective at reducing hazards, also tend to be the most difficult to implement. Elimination of a hazard is always your first choice in controlling a fall hazard. With falls, this means you bring the work to ground level. Working from the ground level often requires different tools. For example, in this photo, the worker is using a pole saw. Working from the ground eliminates the potential for a fall from the tree while cutting limbs. The pole length also removes the worker from the area of falling limbs, reducing the potential for a struck-by hazard. The second option is substitution, which seeks to replace the hazard with a safer option. Ladders, a leading cause of fall injuries, can often be substituted with lifts. Another way to effectively substitute ladders for other options is to have permanent stairs installed so workers don't have to climb ladders to access upper floors. Some employers have even gone as far as declaring tasks to be performed entirely ladder-free. The third option is engineering controls, which involves using equipment or technology to reduce the risk. Engineering controls are the most desirable and effective type of hazard control, but take time and resources to implement. For fall protection, this could mean installing guardrails to protect workers along open edges. Hoists can reduce the risk associated with carrying materials up ladders. Administrative controls change the way work is done to reduce exposure, such as creating buddy systems, having a worker at the base of the ladder to hold it steady, and empowering workers to ensure their fellow workers are working safely. All are examples of workplace practices that can help reduce falls. The least effective control is relying on personal protective equipment, such as a harness and lifeline, because each piece of equipment only protects one worker, unlike most measures further up the hierarchy of controls. There are more ways for things to go wrong with PPE. The equipment may not be readily available. The harness may not be the right size or may not be worn properly because the worker was never trained to use it. The harness may not be tied off correctly. The lifeline could get tangled or become a tripping hazard, or the line may not arrest your fall in time. For all these reasons, PPE is the last resort and the last means of defense against falls to a lower level. Personal fall protection systems have three components. Anchorages are secure points of attachment for lifelines, lanyards, or deceleration devices. They must be designed, installed, and used under the supervision of a qualified person. Anchorages must be capable of supporting at least 5,000 pounds per worker. Body harnesses are straps that are secured to workers to distribute the fall arrest forces and able to attach to other components of a fall protection system. When using a body harness, the maximum arresting force on a worker must be limited to 1,800 pounds. Personal fall protection systems may not consist of a body belt. Body harnesses must be inspected daily. Connecting devices are used to connect parts of personal fall protection systems together. A connector may be an independent component of the system, such as a carabiner, or it may be an integral component of part of the system, such as a snap hook sewn into a lifeline or self-retracting lanyard. Let's review what you've learned. Falls can take many forms. mainly falls onto the same level, falls onto a different level, and falls into or onto other hazards. Learning to recognize when you are exposed is a major part of protecting yourself. A number of controls can be used to protect you from known hazards. Inspect and use fall protection systems provided by your employer. Understand the hierarchy of controls from the most effective to the least effective. The most effective is completely eliminating the hazard, the least effective being the use of personal protective equipment. Know how to properly use fall protection systems, including guardrails and personal fall protection systems.